I first started seeing drone technology be used for downhill skateboarding videos about 4 or 5 years ago, and the technology has just gotten better and better. We're seeing drones that can follow a lot quicker. We're seeing camera footage, just like the overall cameras themselves are getting a lot better that you can mount to a drone. And the people who pilot them have gotten a lot more practice and are kind of showing what you're capable of doing with a drone following skateboarding footage. Now, drones can capture some of the best footage in certain scenarios. Drones can get shots that just previously weren't really possible. Getting that bird's eye view shows the viewer of the skate video the scenery, the scale of a road, the actual geography, the setting where the skating is taking place better than any handheld shot can be. Recently, however, I've noticed that there's a lot of discussion about the possibilities of drones replacing follow car footage. I understand. I mean, follow car footage is very difficult to get. It's very expensive to get. It's very dangerous, which is probably the biggest thing. Nobody wants to, get hit by the car that is following the skater very quickly. However, I'm not really sure drones are truly going to be replacing follow car footage. Getting hit by a car is, there's going to be way worse injury than getting hit by a drone, for sure. However, one thing I don't think people mention too much when it comes to the danger is what are the chances of getting hit by one of these two things, right? I believe that you're actually more likely to get hit by the physical drone than you are to get hit by a car doing any follow car filming. Now, it really just has to do with two things here. The first one has to do with your eyes. Now, most of the time somebody is filming with a drone, they are using a headset where their eyes look into the headset, and that shows the camera that is being displayed from the drone. That way, you're seeing what the drone is seeing, makes it easier to pilot. So we basically have eyes to headset, headset to camera. On the other hand, with follow car filming, all it is eyes to rider. So you're directly seeing the subject matter. Now, yes, this is very, very nitpicky, I understand, where you're talking milliseconds of delay in reaction, but in these situations, it does count. The other thing that I think makes it more likely to get hit by a drone is the amount of time that we spend practicing driving versus the amount of time that we spend practicing flying a drone. Now, even the people that are, flying drones more and more than anybody else, the average person who has a driver's license has probably driven more hours than even the most advanced drone pilots have flown before. And these aren't the only reasons that I think that follow car filming is here to stay. Next up is that drone footage looks slow. The reason why follow car footage looks so fast and why it was so revolutionary when it came to filming downhill skateboarding is because it looks like it truly shows the actual speed that we feel when we are skating. And this is kind of what we want to represent when it comes to filming ourselves skating. Now, this all pretty much has to do with the height of the camera being, about 2 to 3 feet off of the ground. This is really hard to capture with a drone because, the closer you are to the ground with the drone, the more likely you are to actually hit the ground. Not only that, but you have to maintain that same height consistently, which is really hard to do with a drone, to just fly at the exact same height above the ground the entire time, maintaining the same sense of speed the whole way down. This isn't even to mention the fact that it's pretty hard to get drones that close to the rider and, like I said earlier, be able to stop in time to not hit the rider if something unexpected happens. This next thing might just be a me thing. I don't know, could be. But I have a bit of a near and dear heartfelt feeling towards follow car filming when it comes to downhill skateboarding because, well, nobody else does this. There's no other sports out there, extreme or otherwise, that do follow car filming. You don't see this type of shot being shown. And I'm not talking about, people filming from a car. I'm talking about literally like mounting the camera to the front of the car. It's just you see it in a downhill skateboarding video and you just know that's ours. We invented that, right? When I see drone footage, a lot of times I just get kind of this Red Bull energy, and I don't mean that in a good way. Drones are just used all over the place now, and I kind of sometimes don't really like that. I like that we have follow car filming, it's ours, right? I'm really territorial about this. Now the last thing I'll say about this is like my biggest pet peeve about drone footage. Okay, so my biggest pet peeve about drone footage is when I see drone tricks being used. Drone filmers are well known for, doing like these big loops and spins and things like that. I've seen all these videos of people, showing their piloting abilities going through abandoned buildings and things like that. And it's cool, it's impressive, it is. The problem is when I see that in a skate edit, I always think to myself, the purpose of a skate video is to showcase skateboarding. And when I start to see the filmer doing all of these like fancy maneuvers with the camera, it adds nothing to the skating at all. Now, I don't know if the pilot of the drone intends it to be this way, but when I see the pilot doing that, it kind of feels like a, look at me. Yeah, the skating's cool, but like, I'm really good at flying this. And it's just really cringe to me to see that. I don't want to see drone stuff when I am watching a skate video. I'm there for the skating, I'm not for the pilot stuff, right? Now I'm dunking pretty hard on drones here, but I do want to reiterate here that I do think that drones have their place. They're the best at setting in a video, showing the geography of the place, the gnarliness and grand scale of a road. They do it pretty much better than any handheld, any follow car, any other type of shot that I have seen before. But I also think that they're used in pretty corny ways sometimes, and I think I need to call that out.